What's good, people? It is War 10 of the season. It's penultimate war. And yeah, we are currently 5-4 for the season going into this one, knowing one more win should seal Masters, and we don't want to leave it down to the last war. So yeah, let's get into it and see how it goes. So as you can see, I've slapped on pretty big boosts. I think this is probably the heaviest I've boosted all season. Got the big green and orange boost and a mid-level red one, because I have a Sasquatch fight coming up in tier 2 that I was pretty worried about, just not just about it being a difficult fight, but also the potential of timing out, because I'm taking it with Warlock, but we'll get to that when that fight comes. This one has Divine Barrier, which doesn't matter because I'm not using a Mystic. It's also got what's it called, the one where every time they gain a buff you get a power drain debuff on you. Somehow I've forgotten the name of it. But yeah, so as you can see, I've got these power drain debuffs on me, causing me to slowly lose power over time. And yeah, those are going to stick until I throw a special. So the aim is to just not rely on specials, but it's fine because with Namor, Imperious Rex is going to shoot me to 3 bars anyway. Then the node also has Blood in the Water, which means he has a massive Fury that you can see there, passive Fury that sticks as long as he's got a debuff on me, and that is basically, all fight long. So I do not want to be eating any hits from him, especially not his heavy, which we all, anyone who's ever fought a terrax knows probably one of the scariest things about terrax is that heavy. But yeah, we keep it nice and clean, as you can see, taking some chip damage over the fight, which is kind of natural going into this every time I parry. But otherwise, yeah, Namor was really good for the reflecting all that damage back at him when his rock field is up. So yeah, comfy first fight. Nailed all my parries there, so there was never any real doubt of that one going south. And yeah, I guess the main threat there was literally catching a heavy or missing a parry, something like that. Yeah, going up for Knull on 4B. I've now this is the 4th time I'm fighting him this season, all on path 4. I think this is the 2nd time it's on this particular node, maybe the 3rd, but yeah, it's the 3rd time I'm doing it with Shang Chi. So I did some practice regardless going into this one, but I know roughly what I'm doing because I've done it a few times before. So if you haven't seen the previous ones, obviously the nodes here are steady build up unblockable, so if he gets 3 debuffs on me, he gets an unblockable passive, and of course this Knull is duped, so he immediately has debuffs on me and therefore is immediately unblockable. And then yeah, every time I shrug a debuff off, I gain an unblockable passive of my own. Here I make use of my invulnerability debuff. Yeah, it's just went really early on dexing his special 2, it was poor. But we're getting the fight down alright. We throw our first special 2, get a good chunk of damage in, and yeah, just clearing this one out. So he also has special burst lockdown, so as you see there, every time he throws a special he places a heal block and armor break debuff on me, plus as part of his base kit, every time he throws a special 2 I get armor breaks on me, I think based on the number of living abyss debuffs he's had on me during the fight, and those are capped at 10 it would seem. But yeah, there I just jumped the gun a little bit, throwing my special 2 early. It just felt like I was going to hit 2 bars at that point, and I didn't, but it's fine, we've done most of the damage at this point and we finished that one out. Not the cleanest solo, but a solo nonetheless, and a pretty comfortable fight. So next up we have Havok on 4B, and yeah, this is a fight I'm incredibly comfortable taking. I've done it so many times, whether it's here or the node just before it. However, of course, going into this one, I'm aware that just 2 wars ago I faced him on the node just before this one and somehow gave up a death. So yeah, I mean, nothing really changes. I know what I'm doing with this fight, so it is just a case of get that one out of mind and execute what we already know in terms of how to manage this fight. So he's got steady build up unblockable as well, so you don't want you don't want him to hit 3 debuffs on you. He's got a permanent heal block on you for the fight, unless you can shrug, which Warlock can't. What else is there? There's also crumbling armor, so you want to stay fairly aggressive so you don't get the armor break on you, particularly because you need your armor up to prevent havok detonating plasmas, but then at the same time you're not going to want to let it get to a stage where you're building up plasmas. So as you can see, I'm turtling a lot a lot more probably than I did the last time I faced him, because I do not want him to throw that special one, as if he throws it then obviously it will rack up his plasma build-up, and there's a chance he may be able to take over and place a plasma debuff on me before I can block him and get that power drain. So here we throw a special 3. As you can see, that places a power drain on him, and yeah, the fight is just really completely under control. Nice and simple. We're just, blocking and reparrying so that, as you see, when he hits into my block, he's getting power drain. That's keeping the plasma build-up down. And yeah, we go for the special 2 finish because we can see he's low enough on health. Alright, so my final fight of the war coming up is the one I was most worried about, and the reason I boosted so heavy. It's a Sasquatch with Mighty Charge, Crumbling Armor, and Ebb and Flow Intercept. So as you can see, I've got the House of X pre-fight on there, just for an extra bit of attack that I find is really needed, because Warlock is going to be a slow option here. It's going to be a long slog of a fight. Sasquatch has a massive health pool as well. So yeah, we've gone hard in terms of the boosts here. We're hopefully going to get through this one alright. House of X also means I've got the passive parry, so I don't have to worry about Mighty Charge. Of course, in Sasquatch's Wrath phase, he's going to be stun immune though, so it won't help too much there, but it helps get some early rhythm in the fight. So at the moment, getting the parries in, trying to keep short combos, just so, at first I think I did like a 5-hit combo, but I'm generally going to try to go for like 2, 3 or 4 hit combos, because I want to back up and be able to bait, his specials. I don't want to do a 5-hit combo and then suddenly he throws a special in close range and I get caught by it. So that's generally the plan there. Of course, I try to keep relatively aggressive, but if Crumbling Armor knocks my armor off, then it's, it's not the end of the world, because Havok will get it back. Sorry, Warlock will get it back anyway, eventually. And as you can see as well, we're not trying to force intercepts, but take them where they come, and that will give us the extra damage we really need in this fight. But other than that, you can see as well, there's going to be phases where he's got his protection up and we're doing little to no damage. So, you want the intercepts as much as you can, but don't try and force them, because as you can see there, you can have moments where you get caught out. So the invulnerabilities provide its use, and yeah, so far this one's going really smooth. We're keeping infection up as well. At the moment, not too important, but it's very important later in the fight when Sasquatch gets his regen. You want the infection up to just stop him gaining a crap ton of health back. But yeah, everything going so smooth so far. No issues. It's a really, really good fight. Okay, I ate that one combo, but had an invulnerability boost on. Yeah, there I go in as he's throwing a heavy. He's got unstoppable up as well. And yeah, eat the heavy, but so far still going fine. We're good. We're getting him down. Conscious of time, but we've got to keep calm, keep steady. We're working at a good pace. Now his regens are coming in, so we want the infection up, but there's the first and second big mistakes that have suddenly turned this fight around in his favor. So the first was, of course, I got clipped by the end of his special 2. I felt like the timing on the decks in terms of my swipes from everything I practiced were right, but when I'm looking at there, clearly it's gone slightly early and been clipped by the end of the special 2. So yeah, I take responsibility for that one. And then the real big mistake was not just throwing my special 3 immediately afterwards to help give myself a moment to breathe in the fight and get spacing again. I tried to, instead I saw him kind of open up and I tried to get in quickly and retaliate, get back into the groove of it, but instead I got, intercepted by him. He punished me trying to close in on him, and yeah, just in the end I kind of got my groove back there, but it was too late. What are they called? The ruptures were taken away and I died with him on 13% health. So yeah, real rough one. I practiced quite a bit for this one, and yeah, I'm gutted to have given away a death. And this was a really, really tight war at the time. I think I looked at the score and we were 7-5 up on deaths, so you know, we had died 2 times less, but we were also well behind on attacker kills. And then by the time I came out of this fight, it was 7-all, so I guess me and someone else died around the same time, and that, you know, put us level pegging. And yeah, unfortunately, it's another death to add to my tally this season, which has been really, really disappointing. But yeah, going into the results, of course I was gutted. I just logged off the game, didn't really bother to check anything afterwards, and I didn't get a screenshot of our battle group. I think we had 3 deaths in the end as a battle group, but yeah, as Alliance we had 12, which again, not good enough. Going over 10 is never good at this level. And yeah, congratulations to the Legends Return. You know, good job from them. Thoroughly deserving of their win. They were very clean throughout the war. And yeah, we now go into the final war of the season, 5-5 for the season. Of course, it's only an 11 war season because of one that got cancelled. And we know we need to win the last one because we're now Platinum 1, rank 2. And yeah, we've got to win the last war to stand any chance of Masters, and it should be enough for Masters, really. So huge pressure riding on the last war, but hopefully we can finish on a high and secure Masters back to back, which would be lovely. After what's been pretty rough season for myself. But yeah, anyway, that will be enough for this one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.